Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna get into the official announcement between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, too. We're gonna talk about Teofimo Lopez making the official decision to move up to welterweight and keeping his father, Teo Sr., as the head coach. And then we're going to speak about what's next for Richardson Hitchens. Then we're going to follow up with some open boxing topics. But before we get into that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,300 mark. About to hit that 3,400 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation in the mob for making this possible. If y'all could go ahead, hit the like button as soon as y'all come in. That'd be very much appreciated. Let's get the algorithm on the up so the people know that Mazuma TV is live. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Denitric Banner off the rip before I even went live. Sending a super chat, the $2 super chat. He said, been a minute praying Boots gets the Virgil fight. Salute, brother. I hope he does too, man. I don't know exactly what's going on with this whole Virgil Ortiz Golden Boy situation. I think they postponed it so the judge can make a decision or whatever the case is. So I guess we just got to wait until then. But, if I'm Boots, I'm definitely searching different opponents, man. Because who's to say that the judge is, going to make the ruling that day? They might push it back again and push it back again. And this could be a long wait, man. So before Boots, get caught up in all of that, man, I think he needs to go ahead and get a guaranteed opponent and just continue to move on with his career. And whenever Virgil's available, then we can revisit that conversation. That's just my opinion, but Boots is entitled to do what he wants as a fighter, and he'll have my support 1,000% regardless. Shout out to my boy Denitric Banner in the building. Chris Maldonado, what up? That's my high school brother right there, man. What's going on? How we feeling? Bray, Mr. Big Play Bray in the building. He said, what's good, boxing family? We chilling, brother. We maintaining. You know what I mean? Today was a little productive day. You know what I mean? Got some things done at the crib. Had to do some shoveling. Had to shovel out both of the cars. Went to the gym. Ain't none of my fighters show up. I understand. You know what I mean? The snow was a little bit crazy. You feel me? So it is what it is. Now I'm here. I'm chopping it up with y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Definitely was productive. Shout out to my boy Bullies in the building. What's going on, brother? Salute. Pakai Petit, what up? What's going on? I ain't see you in a minute, man. How you feeling, brother? Shout out to the 14 people in here. I'm assuming the notifications done got sent out. You know what I mean? There's some wild boxing news out here, man. Some wild boxing news. Y'all see what y'all boy Floyd doing? Thought he said he don't love the sport of boxing no more and that he made smart investments and he don't need to come back to boxing and, things of that nature, man. What happened? What happened with y'all boy Floyd, man? What's going on, man? We definitely going to talk about that. You feel me? I got the article right here ready to read. You know what I mean? Whenever y'all ready, just let me know and we going to get straight into the discussions. You know what? I'm going to let like a minute or so go by and then we going to get straight into the conversation. You feel me? Let me go ahead and make this change. Because, you already know what I'm going to do, man. It's simple. You feel me? If you're not subscribed to the channel, then there's no use in you coming through here and, putting your opinion out here in the open. We don't care. Subscribe to the channel before, that way you can participate, man. Help the channel grow. You know what I mean? It ain't costing you nothing to show somebody love. You feel me? You be in the comments just chilling. That's what's up, man. Salute, brother. I appreciate you being a consistent supporter. Chris said, sound like somebody money running low on cash. We definitely going to touch that conversation, but at the end of the day, nobody definitively knows. I was talking back and forth with my father today, and I'm like, man, I just can't help but think that, he may not be broke to like our standards, but I do think that that lifestyle that, he was living for a good amount of time is getting a little difficult to do so because he's no longer getting those boxing checks. You see what I'm saying? And 50 Cent was talking about it. He was like, yeah, man, like Floyd, he going to keep fighting because, you know what I'm saying? The way that he lives, his lifestyle is so expensive. You're bound to run out of money. And then the problem is Floyd retires from the sport of boxing. He still thinks that he can maintain that style of living. And it's just not realistic. You feel what I'm saying? Like Andre Ward spoke about it. He made millions of dollars in his career. Probably not to the level of a Floyd Mayweather, but, he made millions. You feel what I'm saying? And Andre Ward said that when he retired, he had to sit down with his wife and, make some, changes in their budget. You know what I'm saying? they had to live, they had to make some little adjustments and stuff like that. He said that was tough to do, but you know, he was able to get it done. You feel me? And I ain't never hear about Andre Ward coming back to the sport. Don't look like he's struggling whatsoever. You feel what I mean? T said, "Where we at?" No, we just getting started, brother. We haven't spoke on much yet. Salute to the brother Teach in the building. Bray coming through. He said, Are you talking? Are you talking your guys? I think he meant to say taking. Are you taking your guys to the Mike Tyson amateur event? I have no knowledge of a Mike Tyson amateur event. I could definitely do my research on that, but I was never sent an invitation. I never got word of a Mike Tyson event anywhere. Where is that Mike Tyson event at? Um, because if Mike Tyson's there, we would definitely love to showcase our talents in front of Mike Tyson. That'd be dope. There was one time where we had the opportunity. Well, we thought we had an opportunity to showcase our talents in front of Azuma Nelson, but unfortunately, when we got there, we found out Azuma Nelson wasn't showing up. So that was unfortunate. But regardless, yeah, man, I would love to partake in a Mike Tyson amateur event. You know what I'm saying? This dude home wreck. This dude home wreck said one final epic battle for nursing home supremacy. That's hilarious. T said, I want to know what everyone's thoughts on Andy and Gary. I wouldn't have been mad if Andy Hiraoka won. I actually felt he did, but I'm not mad at the outcome. I think like the first 6 rounds, Gary Russell was boxing really well. He was getting the better of the exchanges and stuff like that. Hiraoka was trying to keep things outside, but then after like 6, we saw Hiraoka actually like standing his ground and ripping some devastating shots to the body. And Gary Russell was able to show some type of resiliency. He was able to, weather the storm and, fight back and things of that nature. So when I had watched it over again, I did feel like there was a case that you could have made to say that, Gary, won the fight. But, I still disagree with the whole 9-3 scorecard. Uh, I think that was a bit excessive, to be honest with you, especially in them later rounds. You could have made a case that, Andy Hroka, did the better work in the later half of the fight. But, it is what it is. Gary Antoine Russell was able to, get a title defense. And, I think Andy Hroka is going to be very interesting to see what he does next. Because of that performance that he had put on, because Gary Antoine gets a lot of respect at 140, considering the fact that Hroka was able to give Gary Antoine a tough fight. That was a statement in itself in the division, and I wonder who's going to be willing to step up to give Andy Hroka an opportunity his next outing. That's going to be very interesting to see who steps up to the plate, because that may have scared some people off. I ain't gonna lie to you, that may have very well scared some people off. Let me see. Shout out to my boy Ralph in the building. What up? What up? What up? T said, cool. Plus the point taken from Andy, which I'm not angry at. He got a hard first warning. Yeah, and that low blow was, when I had watched it initially, I'm like, damn, they took a point already. But then when I went back and watched it, I was like, God damn, that was a hell of a low blow. That wasn't like that was almost like, it made me feel like it was intentional in a way, because it's like, bro, how you shoot the shot that low? It wasn't like he got his head pulled down or anything like that. How did you place the shot that low? It's like it was inexcusable. So when I had saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, I see why they took the point. That was crazy. That was one of the worst low blows I've seen in a minute. So yeah, I totally get it. That was a good call by the ref. Yeah, man. But regardless, man, let's get into these topics, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this article up by ESPN. Shout out to Andreas Hale. If I said your name incorrectly, I apologize, brother. But I played the game San Andreas, and your name spelled just like that. So I'm gonna assume that your name is Andreas Hale. So he comes up with this article. Manny Pacquiao set September 19th rematch versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. You see what I'm saying? We heard that this was a rumor for about a year, to be honest. We've been here for like a year already that Floyd's going to come back and face Manny Pacquiao. The rumor was initially that it was an exhibition. I think Manny Pacquiao said he wanted it to be a legitimate fight. I guess they were able to sit down, negotiate, and they were able to get to an agreement where it's a professional fight. You see what I mean? So let's get into this. Says Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao will meet again in a professional boxing rematch September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The fight will be streamed globally on Netflix. So this, I'm not surprised at this at all. Netflix, they're not necessarily all into boxing, but they do notice that when it's two hot names in the same ring together, they look at it as being very profitable. You see what I'm saying? So Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather is the most bought pay-per-view of all time. So of course Netflix, with them having their business hats on, know that that's a huge opportunity to get a shit ton of new subscribers, to get a shit ton of viewership, and really get like advertisements and shit like that. You know what I mean? It just makes all the sense in the world to make the fight happen on Netflix. So salute to them for solidifying their spot and streaming this bout right here. Do I think that this does the numbers that the first Mayweather Pacquiao fight did? Absolutely not. But these are two icons, these are two legends, and they happen to take part in the most bought pay-per-view event of all time. So it's definitely gonna do some numbers. I would just love. I'm not gonna lie though. Like, me personally, I ain't super hyped for the fight, and I'll get into that shortly. But hopefully there's a lit undercard. Like, there's no reason why there isn't a lit undercard. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao Promotions. Hopefully we get to see Pitbull on the undercard, and people that are under his promotional stable. Hopefully we see Floyd Mayweather promotion. Hopefully he got Carmel Moulton on the undercard. That'll be lit as well. You see what I mean? But I digress. Let's continue reading this article right here. It says the announcement comes just days after Mayweather announced his intention to come out of retirement following his 2026 exhibition against Mike Tyson, and has signed a multi-fight partnership with CSI Sports / Fight Sports. Pacquiao came out of retirement himself last July and battled then WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios to a majority draw. He will also compete in an exhibition where he faces Ruslan Provodnikov on April 18th at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. So I completely forgot about that. But yeah, it looks like both of these guys got exhibitions set up. Mayweather, he's going to be facing Mike Tyson. From what I understand, that's going to be taking place in the Congo. Manny Pacquiao is going to be facing Ruslan Provodnikov April 18th in Las Vegas. Now, that's very interesting because that would have been a lit fight back when Ruslan was actually active and was doing damage. Back when he was fighting the Chris Algiers and the fucking, the Tim Bradleys and things of that nature, man. Ruslan was a part of some lit ass fights, but he did take a lot of damage, so he did have like a short reign at the top. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ruslan Provodnikov has left. We know exactly his approach going into that ring. So this is definitely going to be an interesting fight. And does Manny Pacquiao have like the the abilities at this point? You know what I mean? Because he was able to defend himself against Mario Barrios. So maybe he had, because of his activity and how he's been staying in shape, maybe he has what it takes to, completely outclass Ruslan. We'll definitely see. But very interesting. This would have been a lit fight to see back when Ruslan was doing this thing. But it goes on to say, the article, it is not yet known what weight class the fight will be contested at or over how many rounds. Well, if it's a professional bout, most likely, because neither one of them are champion right now, it'll probably be a 10-round bout. That's what I'm guessing. Floyd Mayweather will probably try to push for all 12 since, that's what he's done the majority of his career. And I don't think either one of these guys blow up in weight too much. So I think it's safe to say or assume that this will be a welterweight contest at the most, maybe between 147 and 154. Who knows? Floyd didn't look like he put on much weight, but you never know since his retirement. It says the fight will be produced by Ever Wonder Studio, Hidden Empire, and Limitless X Holdings. The event is being promoted by Manny Pacquiao Promotions and Mayweather Promotions in partnership with CSI Sports. Okay. Mayweather said, I already fought and beat Manny once. This time will be the same result. Let's see. Manny Pacquiao came through and said, Floyd and I gave the world what remains the biggest fight in boxing history. The fans have waited long enough. They deserve this rematch, and it will be even bigger now that it will be streamed live globally on Netflix. Do y'all agree with Manny Pacquiao? Since this is on one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world, one of the most, if not the most popular streaming platform in the world, Will this fight be bigger than the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd? Manny Pacquiao, 47 years old. Floyd Mayweather being every bit of, I think he's actually going to turn, I think his birthday's tomorrow, based off of what I'm reading right here. His birthday's tomorrow. So you're going to be talking about a 49-year-old Floyd with a 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao, considering that it's on a huge streaming platform like Netflix and it's not technically on pay-per-view. Will this fight do better numbers than the first fight? Gonna be very interesting to see. Um, Something wants me to say yes, but then something also is telling me no. I don't know, man. I don't feel like we could really compare watching a fight on Netflix to somebody going out of their way to buy a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to watch something on a Netflix on a streaming platform like Netflix, but it does take a bit of effort to go ahead, go to your cable, you know what I mean, pull up the fight on one of the channels, order the fight, you know what I'm saying, and get all of that confirmed and all that good stuff. So I don't view them the same way, but maybe it will get more eyes on it, considering that it's on a platform that it doesn't take all you need to do is have an account, or at least know somebody that has an account, and you could just watch the fight basically for free. So because it's probably much more easier to watch, it probably will do bigger numbers than the first fight. So very interesting. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. My boy Lee Jackson, what up? What's going on? What's going on? um He said, Manny Pacquiao went on to say, I want Floyd to live with the one loss on his professional record and always remember who gave it to him. As always, I dedicate this fight to my fellow Filipinos around the world and to bringing glory to the Philippines. Uh, and everything else is irrelevant from there. But it's on, it's lit, it's popping. I guess that's what you want to call it. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao fighting for a second time. One of the most iconic fights to ever take place in the sport of boxing. They're revisiting about 11 years later. 11 years later, they're revisiting, man. Floyd going to be 49 years old tomorrow, which is crazy. And then we got Manny Pacquiao, who's 47 years old. And they're going to be clashing, man. They're going to get into it. It's going to be a rumble, man. It's definitely going to be some wreck out here in these streets. Does Manny Pacquiao have what it takes to beat Floyd Mayweather? Where is Floyd Mayweather at this point in his career? I guess we're going to get a good indication of where he's at in that Mike Tyson exhibition. Hopefully, everything goes well with that. I personally don't see Mike hitting him. If Floyd Mayweather is anything like himself, and he still has his reflexes, and he still has his foot speed and his you know you know his athleticism and stuff like that, he should pepper Mike up. Pause. What I mean? Definitely pepper him up and just get a little easy check. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna get a good idea of where Floyd is at in that exhibition. Manny Pacquiao, hopefully he comes out unscathed in that Ruslan Provodnikov fight. If Provodnikov is anything like himself, or he seems to turn the clock back or whatever, that could be a tough outing for Manny Pacquiao. But considering Ruslan has been inactive for a long time, hopefully that favors Manny Pacquiao, and we can get both of these old heads back in the ring to settle their differences, because it definitely sounds like there's still a bit of tension between the two. You know what I mean? You don't really hear Manny Pacquiao talk crazy or say little smart shit to his opponents, but when it comes to Floyd, it seems like Floyd rubs him the wrong way. I don't know if it's just the beef that they don't have for about, I don't know how long, close to 20 years already. I don't know, close to 20 years. I'm gonna say for sure. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's just him being bitter that he lost to Floyd. Because ever since he lost to Floyd, he's been making excuses on top of excuses on top of excuses. Been begging for the fight. So now that he's in that now that he has that opportunity to possibly avenge that loss, he definitely talking his shit. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, he warned him not too long ago, like, yo, um, I already done kicked your ass. And he pretty much said the same thing in this comment right here. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, like, I already beat you once, and when we fight, I'm gonna beat you again. So it sounds like Floyd Mayweather's confident, and he not biting his tongue neither. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Agent 86 in the building. He said Mayweather and Pac fighting again. Yeah, that's what it's looking like, brother. That's what it's looking like. It's official. September 19th. They getting it in. Well, we gonna see. We gonna see, man. But the fact that this is like an actual like this is counting on paper is crazy to me. Like Floyd should just leave this shit alone. Like I don't understand why he could have easily made this shit an exhibition and get just as much money. Like I don't understand why he's taking this professional approach. You putting your record on the line just to get a couple more dollars at 49 years old. Insane to me. And I'm not saying that Father Time is going to catch up to him in this fight or whatever the case is. You never really know, but there's a chance that it might. And it will suck. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I don't really fuck with Floyd. You know what I mean? I don't like what he be doing out here in these streets. I don't like how he be treating these fighters and stuff like that. But, Floyd is an icon. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that I looked up to heavy when I was in my younger teenage years. And, you know, I love the way that he walked away from the sport with all his faculties, no damage. You know what I mean? Still could have gave you, he still had something left in the tank, but voluntarily chose not to, empty it. You feel what I'm saying? But now it's like, you're revisiting these things. You got all these rumors around you right now about Owen Jewelers and this house about to be for this building, about to be foreclosed. And seems like you're having money issue on top of money issue and on top of money issues. And now that these rumors are out here now, all of a sudden you want to make your return to boxing. And it's like, but why? But why? For what? If you made, because I remember Floyd used to be out here making these statements that, oh, one thing about me, I make smart investments. I don't need, I don't need boxing. I can retire whenever I want to retire. All my houses are paid for. All my cars are paid for. Whenever, when I want to retire, I'll retire. I don't love boxing anymore. This is all shit that Floyd said, but now you're revisiting this. So we just can't ignore these statements that you made in the past. You said you don't love boxing no more. You said you're done with boxing. You don't need to come back. You got this much money. You still got this $100 million check that you didn't cash yet. And like Floyd done said a million and one things when it comes to him being secure financially and no longer wanting to be in the sport. So when you make those statements and then a few years after you're done with the sport, all of a sudden you coming back talking about you still feel like you compete at a high level, it makes me feel like one, that's bullshit. Because I don't see you fighting anybody elite for you to prove that statement. Like, do we really see him fighting somebody that's elite at 47 right now, like a Devin Haney, like a fucking Rolly Romero? Do we see him fighting a Ryan Garcia? No, like he's not fighting none of them young dudes, man. He's not. You feel what I'm saying? And Father Time will catch up if he were to fight one of them younger dudes. Who you gonna fight? Barrios? You probably beat Barrios. I don't know. But it's like you're definitely not facing anybody elite. So that statement is bullshit. And you said on the record multiple times that like you don't want to be in boxing no more. Like you done. So what changed between then and now when you were actively making hundreds of millions of dollars and now you haven't been making that much money? What has changed in your life that makes you feel like you could come back to the sport at this age? Because you can't sit here and convince me at 49 years old you're still the same fighter that you was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't believe that. Now, Floyd is going to have to do a hell of a promotion to make people believe that he's still who he is. There's two approaches that Floyd could take in the lead up to this, fight with Manny Pacquiao and stuff like that. You can feel like he's old and that his record's on the line and he has a lot to lose and things like that. He's going up against the odds, or he could be like, oh, I still got it. I'm still one of them guys. I'm still the best guy in the division, and I'm gonna show y'all. So he could either leave the illusion that he might lose, and that might make people want to tune in, or he can still pop his shit like he Money May and that nobody could fuck with him, and that's gonna get people riled up to go ahead and watch him. That's two approaches that he could take. But regardless, there's a lot of question marks around this shit, man. It's just the timing is just so coincidental for me, and I don't really believe in coincidences all like that. You feel me? You getting all these, it's like reports out here of all different type of lawsuits that you have in and stuff like that. You didn't pay this person, you didn't pay off this building, you didn't pay the taxes here, you owe the IRS this. So you got all of this going on. And your lawyers and shit, they're denied it and stuff like that. But very, very, very timely, while all of this is going on, all of a sudden you gotta hop back in the ring and make some more dollars. It's like, and my pop was like, yo, man, like if you still able bodied and you don't you live a lifestyle like Floyd and you could come back and make 100 million, then why not? And it's like, bro, it's like, and I was like, I understand where you're coming from, Pop, but Floyd Mayweather, at the end of the day, has said on multiple occasions that he doesn't intend on coming back, that he's done, he's retired, and he's set for life, and he created generational wealth and stuff like that. So you're claiming that your reason for no longer being in the sport is because you're a made motherfucker already. Like your kids set for life, their kids are set for life. There's nothing else that you have to do financially to secure your future. Now you're coming back. It sounds like there's some instability in your future. That's just how it comes across for me. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm sure he's not broke to like the average American standards, the ones that live check to check. I still feel like Floyd is doing better than the average person, a lot better than the average person financially. But I do think that his really expensive lifestyle habits, that routine that he had going on is catching up to him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, 50 Cent has spoke on this on interviews where it's like, yo, like Floyd literally has to keep fighting because he refuses to give up like that flashy lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And he's not making those hundreds of millions of dollars like he used to in the past, but he's still trying to maintain this lifestyle. You're pretty much asking for money to flow through the drain. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sure Floyd isn't like on his ass broke or anything like that, but them pockets is getting kind of tight. So he's looking for a way to get them pockets filled back up. That's how I see the shit. Now, Manny Pacquiao, he's somebody else who hasn't been doing the best financially from what I've been hearing. Too, I heard that he's very irresponsible with his money. They said that he gives a lot of his money away to the homeless and the Philippines and stuff like that. And that's something that could be applauded from Manny Pacquiao, his generosity and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, bro, your family come first, man. Like, there's no reason why, and you retired for 4 years. There's no reason why you coming back and putting your life in jeopardy for fans' entertainment. Like, bro, what's wrong with just getting y'all finances together early on in y'all lives, so that way you don't need to come back to the sport no more? I just don't get it, bro. Like boxing and people just sleep on how dangerous boxing is. Y'all seen what just happened to that dude Joseph George last night. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all seen what happened to Joseph George last night. This dude went back to his corner. He took a sip of water and just collapsed. What if that dude would have never woke up? I would never wish that on anybody. But that's a younger dude. That's somebody that's in his early 30s. Well, late 30s, like mid 30s. So mid 30s. He's not in his late 40s like a Manny Pacquiao and a Floyd Mayweather. Look at what he's experiencing neurologically. You see what I'm saying? So why come back and put your life in jeopardy like that just to get a few dollars? You know what I'm saying? Can no few dollars be life changing? Absolutely. But is it worth partaking in something that's detrimental to your health? That's what I want to know. Is that 30, 40, $50 million that you getting from Netflix, is that going to be worth putting your life on the line for? And let's say Manny Pacquiao get hit the wrong way upside his head, or Floyd Mayweather. Now we gotta send our prayers to their families, and like it really is that serious. And just because these dudes are legends and they've been in the ring and did all types of great shit, that doesn't make them exempt from danger. Their life is just as much in danger as somebody who made their pro debut, the journeyman, whoever. This shit is dangerous for everybody. And just because they popular fighters don't mean they can't suffer the consequences of what comes with the sport. Like, we seen what happened with Gerald McClellan. He was at the top of the game. Look what happened to him. Wilfred Benitez, youngest world champion of all time. Look what's going on with him. Richard Colon was an upcoming rising star, contender on the rise. Everybody was bigging Richard Colon up. They were saying he was going to be the next big thing out of Puerto Rico. Look what happened with him. Just because y'all got the spotlight don't mean that y'all exempt from these types of consequences. This shit can happen to anybody. So when I see these older dudes having to get in the ring, and I'm sure, listen, man, I guarantee you that Floyd don't want to train to get ready for fights no more, man. He burnt the fuck out. Terrence Crawford, 36 years old? He said one of the reasons why he retired is because he didn't want to put his body through the like breaking his body down during training camps and shit like that. You think Floyd don't feel like that? You think Manny don't feel like that? The fact that they got to keep on fighting just to maintain a living is sad, bro. But everybody's sitting here like, oh man, Floyd and Pacquiao coming back. Y'all should be like concerned. That's just me. Like y'all should really feel concerned for these dudes. And I know this is a cutthroat game. Like a lot of more fans don't be giving a fuck about fighters, and that's why fighters do whatever the fuck they want. But goddamn, like just have a little bit of heart on the situation. Am I reaching? Am I reaching for feeling bad for these dudes? Like, are they old dudes? Like in terms of age, no. But as a fucking elite level athlete, yes. For the sport of boxing, yes. Come on, man. And then always these old, just like Ralph said, I just read Ralph's comment. It always be like these old dudes need to be put in very dangerous situations for them to be like, you know what? That shit. Zab Judah, when he fought Cletus Selden, he had a tough fight with Cletus where Zab should have been retired years ago. He ended up needing to get emergency brain surgery. And he was like, you know what? That was my wake-up call. Why these niggas need a wake-up call in order to stop boxing? Ali had to start shaking for people to urge him to retire. Before that, ain't nobody give a fuck about that dude's health. Let's just keep it real. I love Ali. But there was no reason why, when his health was already on the decline, he had to continue boxing to make ends meet, man. Shit is crazy, bro. Like Bernard Hopkins had to fall out the ring and hit his head on a fucking like a hard ass floor for him to be like, you know what, I'm done. Like, bro, that shit is embarrassing, bro. That's not how we want to remember our legends, bro. That's not how we want to remember our legends. And they keep, and I seen Coach Calvin Ford. Shout out to Calvin Ford. I keep hearing him talk about that Gervonta Davis is coming back, and he's they building up to a big fight, and it's right under our noses. I hope it ain't neither one of them dudes. I hope Tank ain't lined up to face neither one of these dudes, man. Floyd, Pacquiao, none of that. I hope they ain't that desperate for bread where they willing to face a young, in his prime, dangerous punching motherfucker, bro. There's no way. I hope that Gervonta ain't lined up to face no fucking Pacquiao or facing no fucking Floyd. I hope not, because it's just such a it's the timing of it where Calvin's out here, man. This happened. It's going on right under y'all nose, and y'all don't even know. You know what I mean? Y'all still talking about most likely Pitbull. I hope so. I hope it ain't none of these old heads that just need a check so bad that they're gonna cash out with Tank. I hope not. Floyd versus Ryan Garcia. Hell no, man. Hell no. I don't even want to give Ryan that type of opportunity, man. Because Ryan go ahead and he fight Floyd. Let's say he fucked Floyd up or whatever, man. We ain't never gonna hear the end of Ryan Garcia, bro. He gonna be popping that shit like he beat like prime Floyd. Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. I hope Ryan don't never get an opportunity like that. But at the same time, it's like I couldn't be mad at Ryan for taking it because these old motherfuckers need to check that bad. They asking for it. So it's like if them motherfuckers asking for it, give it to them. I don't want to see none of the OGs get fried by the young niggas, but it's like if you forcing their hand, what they supposed to do? Shout out to the 40 people that's in the building, man. Let me know how y'all feeling. Shout out to Hassan 7 Fighter. What up, brother? What's going on? What's going on? Let me see who else in the building. My boy Tricks. He say Evander Holyfield versus Vitor Belfort. That was supposed to be Oscar De La Hoya. Y'all remember that shit? I remember Oscar De La Hoya. Now Oscar De La Hoya old ass shadow boxing with his fake ass abs and his fat ass arms. Talking about, last night inspired me. Like, inspired how? How? Shut up, man. Go sit your old ass down somewhere. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Oscar come back. Go fight Tito Trinidad in the exhibition. That'd be lit. That would be lit. Fuck it. I don't mind seeing these old niggas need to fight the other old niggas, man. Fuck it. Shout out to my boy Coffee Plant in the building. What up, brother? You know what I mean? So Mayweather Pacquiao, it's official. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna transition to the next topic: Floyd versus Boots. Come on, Tricks, don't do that, bro. I wouldn't. I swear to God, I wouldn't watch that fight. Like I'm not gonna say I would. I'm gonna take that back. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't watch the fight, but I'll be watching that shit like with my eyes like this, bro, like this. I'll be so scared to see that shit, bro. There's no way. De La Soul says there needs to be a union in boxing where they set up like a 401k so when fighters retire, they don't have to fight. Well, there's been people that have attempted to make that happen. I remember like Jake Paul said he was trying to work on that, and Mauricio Suleiman, apparently has a nonprofit named after his father where they give money with the with the sanctioning fees they give it to, fighters who need medical bills paid for, rent, and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, but a union definitely wouldn't be a bad idea. But what would make it difficult is you're going to need to have everybody in agreement in order to create a union. You know what I mean? You pretty much got to get everybody on the same type of time. And that may be very difficult to do. And I feel like everybody, for the betterment of boxing should want to participate in a union. But I don't know, man. That's why they call boxing like the wild, wild west, because like there's little to no structure. So it's gonna be very hard to get that done. You feel me? So I don't know. I think it's possible, but it'll be very, very difficult to do. You know what I mean? But if Jake Paul is able to get that done, salute. Even though I don't fuck with Jake Paul, I don't like what he said about my people, but if he's able to get it done, that'd be dope. I'm talking about he want to see Floyd get put on a highlight reel. Yeah, Tricks be tripping. But my boy Yasir Ali in the building said, "What's next for Africa, bitch ass?" Yo, bro, Africa's been getting absolutely fried by everybody on the internet, bro. Everybody's been frying Africa, bro. It's crazy. And Hitchens hasn't been saying much since this whole ordeal with Oscar Duarte, with him pulling out of the fight and claiming food poisoning and stuff like that. I seen Mason Cam over at It Is What It Is show saying how like they pretty much was like, damn, like he making New York look bad and shit like that, man. They want to bring him on the show to like speak his piece. I haven't heard anything from him. But a lot of people are frying him. Oscar Duarte feels like Hitchens was scared. I seen Greg Hackett call Hitchens a chump. like everything that I've been saying about Hitchens prior to this whole situation, people are coming out and finally realizing they should have been peeped. I hear some people like, "Oh man, I don't think Hitchens scared of anybody." I was like, bro, y'all niggas need to let go of this whole theory that fighters don't be scared of fighters, bro. Or that fighters don't be scared of losing or scared of losing they position. Like, bro, it's fear in boxing. These motherfucking fighters are not like superhumans where they don't feel what the average human feels. They feel it just like how they be like, "Oh man, you bleed just like me." Yeah, well, guess what? Boxers bleed just like how regular humans bleed, and they have the same feelings and energy, whatever you want to call it, the same feelings that the average human has as well. So you telling me because these dudes been fighting their whole life, they're like immune to fear? Like, they just don't feel it. Bro, a lot of these dudes move very scary, very calculated. And Richardson Hitchens been showing y'all since the very beginning that he's very hesitant to roll the dice on certain things, bro. He's very hesitant on rolling the dice with certain things. From the very beginning. But he told you that before he became world champion. He shows you that he was very selective with his matchmaking based off of the Subarel and Liam Paro situation with the IBF. We've seen it happen. And there's always been this criticism for about Richardson Hitchens that he isn't comfortable against a certain style. That them heavy-handed pressure fighters, those aggressive, heavy-handed pressure fighters that let their hands go, Richardson Hitchens has a tough time dealing with them, which is why I feel like he hasn't been really optimistic about facing Gary Antoine Russell. Why he admitted that he didn't want to face Subriel Matias. He tried to blame it on the rehydration clause, and he doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe in his abilities to beat Subriel overall because he can't put on more than 10 pounds. Bro, knock it off, bro. You could be 20 pounds, 25 pounds over. You just don't want to deal with that style. We see you struggle with Lemos. You had your excuses for that. Then you go in with an opponent that has a similar mentality, similar style, Oscar Duarte, and we surprised that you took the Oscar Duarte fight. And then you weigh in, you do the rehydration, you claim you ate breakfast, and that you started vomiting and it was impossible for you to fight. It just, that could be true, but it's like, bro, like considering your history and all of that, it just make me feel like you caught cold feet, bro. It just make me feel like you caught cold feet. And I know I ain't tripping for that. You know what I mean? Like these motherfucking defenders and shit like that try to make you feel crazy for feeling how the way you feel. Bro, come on, bro. What everything I just took into consideration, y'all don't find that to be fishy. Oscar De La Hoya said it was a cop-out. He felt like it was a cop-out. You can't tell Oscar, and this Oscar done dealt with being sick before fights and injuries before fights. He know all about that. He know all about that. He said that they gonna do an investigation and shit like that. And these motherfuckers out here talking about Oscar dead ass said, yo, this shit felt like a cop-out. Everybody's saying this. When I said, why everybody feel away about me saying it? No, Mark, you wrong, man. I seen who called him fucking Bill Haney called him Richardson Hitchens. And I've been calling him that for well over a year already, since that whole situation when he did that interview with YSM. If Richardson Hitchens don't show you that these fighters really be turkey or be scared of taking chances and shit like that, bro, I think like a lot of these dudes just don't be wanting to burn their bridges or ruin relationships with niggas, man. I'm gonna call that shit hot shit. Y'all be trying to play it cool with everybody and this my guy, this my bro, I don't think he's scared of. I don't think he's scared of anybody. I'm seeing all these different platforms saying that shit. I'm seeing people say that shit on the Boxing Voice. I'm hearing people like I hear it all over the place. And it's like, bro, you doing a whole lot of defending without bringing up actual proof that he ain't. You know how he'll prove that he don't that he ain't scared to roll the dice? He go ahead and he give Duarte that rematch or run that shit back with Duarte ASAP. But guess what? Rick Meridian, somebody who's been in the news heavy lately in the boxing world, considering the whole Virgil and Duran and his negotiations, he just put up a post on Instagram, and he said this: no extensions. Lindolfo Delgado, who is ranked number 1 in the IBF at 140, by the way, invokes his rights legally with the IBF as a number 1 mandatory for champion Hitchens. The undefeated Olympian will have his first world title fight and what will sure be pure action wherever it lands. # management matters. Hopefully Oscar Duarte was compensated by the promoter Talking about Oscar De La Hoya. So that's him throwing a little shot at De La Hoya. Putting on the event or had language in his contract that protected him. He's a great fighter and person and his whole team. This is boxing, though, and you can't ever trust anything. Get it in writing. Now, I definitely agree with Rick Meridian in that last part of that statement, man. Definitely need to get it in writing. And I hope that Oscar Duarte was compensated for at least his effort and showing up for the fight and trying to get a fight going with Hitchens. Because at the end of the day, it was out of his control that Hitchens, made that choice. But hopefully, you know what I'm saying, the language in his contract protected him, like Rick Meridian says. So it looks like all these motherfuckers want to step up and face Richardson Hitchens now. Now the number one guy is stepping up to the plate. You know why? Because they smell blood in the water. So look, there's Hitchens. If you having that much of a weight issue, because either you pussy or you had a weight issue and you aren't able to compete. So this the thing. Move the fuck up, bro. Move up. Because you're not going to be using this excuse. You can't be using this rehydration excuse every time you in there with a style that you don't like or you feel like a style that to give you fits. You see what I'm saying? Just go ahead, vacate the title, go up to 147, see what's available there, brother. You got Liam Paro up there that I think he about to fight Lewis Crocker. If you got to fight fucking Liam Paro again to become champion again, go fucking do it. Haney's up there. Keyshawn moving up there. Teofimo moving up there. All these guys at 40 are slowly but surely moving up. So go ahead and get it while the getting is good, my brother. You've been at 40 for I don't know how long. You've been at 40 your whole career. I think you was fighting at 40 in the amateurs. What you so scared of 47 for? If 10 pounds ain't enough, and I've been saying this ever since this shit happened, I've been saying this since Saturday. If 10 pounds is not enough for you to be effective at the weight, move the fuck up, bro. What you so scared of? There's plenty of competition over there. There's plenty of money that could be made. What the fuck is the problem? My boy Ralph in the building said, if he fight Lindolfo and he perfectly fine despite the clause, I gotta call him scary. You see? And Ralph is justified in believing in that. Because Hitchens picks and chooses. He picks and chooses when the rehydration clause hurts or helps him. No, if it's hurtful no matter who you fight. Don't say, oh, the rehydration clause gives me problems with this guy with a super up, but it doesn't give me a problem with the Leo Paro. It doesn't give me a problem with a George Kambosos, but Oscar Duarte, now it gives me a problem. Bro, for all that, bro, with that scary, iffy shit that you on, cuz, just go up to 47. But I know why you don't want to go to 47, because you don't want to face that fire that's up there, cuz. That's the reality. You don't want to face the fire that's up there. And that nigga that was whooping your ass and sparring up there too. But you gotta face that fire sometime, nigga. You can't be talking all this gangster shit, talking about you and Keyshawn Face talking crazy to him. You talking crazy about Devin Haney. You talking crazy about. I even heard you talk crazy about Shakur before. You talk crazy, Keyshawn, all these motherfuckers that you be talking crazy about. You talk Brian Norman. You gotta see them eventually. You can't be popping all this shit, and then when it's time to step up and do what what killers do, all of a sudden you looking for a way out, or you trying to make some excuse as to why the fight can't happen. Oh, this nigga need to get his name up. Oh, I don't like this rehydration clause. Stop bitching and roll the dice, nigga. Look, Syfe Bud fed up too. He said you can't call him Africa no more. He Lil Haiti. Not even Big Haiti. This nigga Syfe Bud said Lil Haiti. You see that? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And you was such a killer in the amateurs, right? You won this nationals, and you was an Olympian for Haiti, You did all this shit, brother. You did all this shit. Now let's see where that shit translates at in the pros. Bella Faith in the building. She said Hitchens still gotta see Duarte no matter what. I agree. I agree. Ain't no way you pull out the day of the fight. Like that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. And I'm gonna tell you what, I done had food poisoning before, plenty of times. Not plenty of times, but I remember I remember having it more than once, more than twice. I had food poisoning before. Like the way that they was talking about that shit, you'd have thought this nigga that motherfucker ate something that a fucking rat pissed on or something. These niggas acting like he was on his way to ICU. What the fuck what breakfast did you eat that had you on your ass like that, nigga? Eggs? Was the eggs expired, nigga? What you ate? Cereal with some expired lactate in that motherfucker? What the fuck did you eat that had you so fucked up that you couldn't fight no Duarte, bro? I've been trying to tell niggas about Hitchens too, and like niggas be making it seem like I'm hating. Like, no, like I know it's scary, nigga, when I see one. You talk way too crazy to be doing this type of shit. That nigga Ryan had Hitchens looking like a turkey. You wanna know how I know? He was like, man, I was sick when I fought Duarte, but guess what? He was like, he said, guess what? He said, man, he was like, nah, fuck that. I gotta fight. You got Ryan Garcia making you look turkey as Ryan is. The nigga who had to put PEDs in his system to want to fight Devin Haney. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know it's bad when you making Ryan look macho, one of the softest niggas in the game, cuz. One of the softest niggas in the game. That shit crazy, bro. He said, Aiden Mitsu, I think that's how I say your name, brother. My fault. You said Ryan is turkey as fuck. Ha ha. Shit. Well, I remember he said he was backstage. He was like, nah. He said, man, Hitch is scared, man. Hitch is scared. And he talking to somebody, and Ryan like, yo, he was like, man, like when I fought Duarte, I was sick. He said, I was taking Dayquil. And he letting it be known that he took every avenue necessary besides pulling out of the fight. Like, if Ryan Garcia taking them avenues to want to fight, why aren't you? What could you have ate, bro? Like, and this is somebody who has an ongoing chronic illness. Like, I done ate things and literally had to go to the ER as a result of that. I know how this shit feel. Can't nobody tell me what the fuck did you eat, bro? Get the fuck out of here, Tricks. Robert Garcia heard something that Hitchens was stunned of how confident Team Garcia was, and that Hitchens was asking around, how do I beat Duarte? What? I don't believe that. Now that I don't believe. Mills is X for the link, so I'm gonna send it to him. Let me see. Ain't no way Robert said that. I gotta go check on that. Ain't no way Hitchens was asking around, how do I beat Duarte? Did you study? Yo, I don't believe that, because I don't think he would have enough. I don't think he would show that much vulnerability to ask that out loud, unless like it's within like the perimeter of his team. But if he did say that, that's definitely like some lack of confidence on his side. Like, I don't know. Like, I've had fighters when they were real nervous, like before a fight, be like, yo, bro, so what you want me to do? I'm like, bro, just be you, man, and listen to instructions. Like I heard amateurs say that when they're like, nah, bro. Yeah, I can't see Hitchens being like that, bro. Y'all say he hyperventilated backstage. I can't do that. That's like I remember when Anthony Joshua, they said he was having like a anxiety attack backstage before the Andy Ruiz fight. Like I can't see that. Yo, what's up, Mel?
What up with you?
What's going on? How
Yeah,
you
I'm seeing everybody pile on Africa, man. And I feel like I don't know, motherfuckers be having revisionist history or picks.
okay?
Tell me where was this energy for Carlos Adames? I think it kind of coincides with when people are very boisterous that there's no leeway. And if you're boisterous, if you talk a lot of shit and you pull out of a fight, then you automatically scared. Like, respect the Oscar Duarte, but he ain't even no nigga for you to be afraid of like that.
But he do got a style that historically has gave Hitchens problems though.
Yeah, but we've seen Hitchens beat. We've seen Hitchens beat come forward dudes.
Who, Gustavo?
I wasn't gonna say Gustavo because Gustavo tiny, but what the fuck is his name? The one that punched on who did he punch on? You know what I'm talking about. I think he might be Rican.
You talking about you're not talking about Bowser.
John Bowser.
Okay.
Yeah. I ain't saying that they're the exact same fighter, but John Bowser was stepping on shit at that particular time. Oscar Duarte is strong. Okay. He's strong. I've seen Oscar Duarte outboxed by lesser opposition. So he's not even no dude to be afraid of. I think what we need to really be saying is what you said. Bro, it's time to move up. Like I know a weight excuse when I hear one. Oh, I got sick. AKA like I'm fucking cooked. And I don't want to admit that I'm fucking cooked. But you've been at you fought at 141 in the amateurs. Everybody since has moved up. Except for you and Gary Antoine. Everybody at 141, I'm trying to think. Abraham Nova moved down and Jermaine moved down. But everybody else, yeah, has moved up a weight class, but you. It's time. And you rocking out with a rehydration clause. And we've personally seen what that rehydration clause can do to certain guys. It's time to move up. And if you don't move up and something like this happens again, hey, well, you deserve all the criticism. But as of recent, I've seen dudes pull out because of illnesses probably like 4 to 5 times within the last year.
Yeah, like Dubois, Schofield, Adames, John Beck pulled out one time.
Yeah. And I think the only two dudes that get shit, Floyd Schofield, Africa, is the dudes that talk. Because Adames, they just rescheduled that. Like nobody said a word. Nobody said that he's scared of fucking ammo, and maybe because it's ammo, I don't know. But
Bella said I heard there was a bug going around in Vegas.
I mean, there's a bug going around in general. I think it got something to do with the weight, personally. He's somebody that's been very vocal about the rehydration clause. I know a lot of top fighters don't want to deal with the IBF no more, unless it's for unification because of that reason. I think Virgil was talking about that he didn't want to deal with the rehydration clause. I can understand that. But
considering his health and stuff like that. But I've been historically hard on Hitchens because I feel like he picks and chooses when that rehydration clause is a problem. That's the biggest thing that I've had with him. Like if you feel like the rehydration clause is hurtful, you're entitled to that stance. You feel what I'm saying? Especially nowadays, a lot of these dudes are boiling down in weight to have an advantage. So I get it. A lot of these guys not walking nowhere near their fight weight. That's okay. But it's like you can't sit here and be like, oh, when it comes to this fighter, I'm not gonna feel my best. Like I don't really fuck with the rehydration clause when it comes to this fighter. But for this fighter and this fighter, I'm okay with the rehydration clause. It's the selectiveness for me, along with, and you are right. The shit talking that goes along with it, you making it seem like you with the shits, but then you pick and choose when to be with the shits. It's like it's hard for me to really rock with Hitchens when he moves that way. That's really the only criticism I have for him when it comes to that. But all in all, if it's really that bad where you have to pull out hours before a fight, you need to leave. And I genuinely feel like if 10 pounds at this point, like if 10 pounds isn't enough for you to do okay or at least perform to the best of your ability, that's already a sign where it's like you doing a little too much to get down to this weight. You feel me? Like you leaving, you doing a little bit too much. I think the move up is inevitable once it gets to that point. And if Hitchens sticks around at 40 after this, it makes me feel like there's something going on at 47 that Hitchens isn't okay with. And I think that deserves criticism as well. If you don't go up the welterweight after this, then it's like, what are we doing? What's the problem with going up the welterweight? Hitchens not small. He's
I
not
can
small
see, yeah, I can see a couple of reasons. I'm feeling what you're saying. I think Africa says the quiet part loud. He says what all of these dudes be doing. Like when you talk about picking and choosing, I feel like all these niggas pick and choose.
Okay.
But they act like they don't pick and choose, but they definitely do. It's like Rolly, right? Rolly said that he was the most duck person at 47, but you always come up with a reason not to fight Dev.
That's a fact.
And you make like little jokes, but like, you know, we see through it. We know that Africa didn't want to fight Matisse. And I think, and the funny thing is he beat the dude that beat Matisse, but you know in boxing, that ain't got triangle theories do not fucking work. There's something about that style that he don't like. It's like he don't want to go through war. He'll box with somebody who's a good boxer, but he don't want to deal with the war that comes with, like a nigga like Matias take years off of your career. You can beat him, but what you got to go through to beat him, sometimes dudes that just ain't willing. But I think dudes like Africa, I think they're worried about starting over as well.
Considering what he's been through with like Mayweather and all of them, how it took him so long, everybody was bypassing him, and then he's finally in this position, so he don't want to let it go now.
Yeah. Like, remember, he turned pro at 16. He turned pro around with boots on him.
Yeah.
And he didn't, like, he's where Keyshawn is. And Keyshawn turned pro in 2021. And so, like, his career got stagnated with Floyd, and, you know, now you just starting to get a name and just starting to get a buzz. And now when you go up to 147, can you get Rolly? Doubt it. Can you get Ryan? Doubt it. You might be able to get Lewis Crocker. You might be able to get Dev, but Dev gotta want to bless you. Right. And so that might be a factor. I don't know, man. I don't know. He doesn't strike me as a dude that's scary, but he got good management, and it seemed like they're being very, very strategic in the opportunities that they want to go after.
Well, let me ask you this, since you brought this up, because I do see what you're saying in terms of, and I agree with this 100%, that he don't really want to go through, like, or at least you're assuming based off of how the way he's been moving that he doesn't want to go through a war, right? I agree with that. Do you think Duarte would have put him in a position where he may have had to go through a war? Because I was on the line, because a lot of people, you know, they be saying shit that I be saying about Hitchens and shit. I think that Hitchens could have outboxed him. Like I seen the Kenneth Sims fight, and when Kenneth Sims was boxing, he was having a lot of success. And I look at Hitchens as somebody who could box better than Kenneth Sims. You know what I mean? I look at him as being like a better, out boxer. So I think he would have had a lot of success. He probably would have shut him out on the scorecards, or at least close to it. Probably give Duarte 2-3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, was it just maybe he wasn't this is what I think, right? And I said this when I was at the studio on Saturday. I think that he weighed in. Obviously, he made the weight. Woke up the next day, he made the rehydration clause. He made it, right? And I don't think that he felt how he intended on feeling. And as a result of that, he was just like, I ain't even about to put myself through this if I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put myself through this if I don't feel like I could, give my all.
I can see that. I can see that rehydration clause. You know how fighters that don't fight nowhere near their walk around weight, you already know how they carrying it right after that weigh-in. That weigh-in is a lot of pasta. It's like they putting that shit on, pause.
Pedialyte, all
And
that shit.
yeah. And I can see it being a situation where he might have felt like shit. And he said, fuck that. But here's the thing. When it's about the style thing with Duarte, the reason why I don't see it that way is we all men, right? That's a paycheck lost. Like I think that is lost in the shuffle. It's like, yo, these dudes live, even though they fighters, a lot of times fighters live check to check. And you talking about you getting 2 checks a year. So would he really sacrifice a check because he was worried about Duarte's style the day of? I can't see that. I can see what you saying more than that. Cause shit, what is that? Like $1 million, 750, something like that. I can't see him passing that up unless he was probably fucking cooked and knew that it could be a bad night. And in today's climate, look at what they're doing to Gary Antoine. Gary Antoine, if you watched Andy Hiraoka first, you knew that Gary Antoine wasn't in the easy fight. But now Gary Antoine can't beat anybody, according to fans.
So Bella Faye followed up. She said, J-Day said Duarte ain't no threat. I think you got Duarte fucked up, Justin. He definitely beatable, but to say he not a threat is crazy. But Bella Faye said potential loss on resume greater than the paycheck. So she probably looking at it. I don't know. She could tell me whether I'm right or wrong. She's probably feeling like stepping away from this fight would, if maybe this is what he's thinking. If I pull out of this fight, I'll still be a champion. So I still have, like some money fights coming up. In comparison, if I lose, my paycheck may be significantly less. That's probably what Bella's talking about.
I mean, that always is a factor. I would want to see, did his management make the call? Did the training staff make the call? Because boxers is like stock.
Yeah.
Is there a potential big money fight on the horizon next that he can just have and that they don't want to risk? Like if you feel like he's what is it called? Initiated? Do you want to risk it? I don't know, man. But he don't strike like, I don't think Oscar Duarte is an easy fight, but I don't think he's a hard fight for Africa.
Sure. Now, I did see that there was a video out here on social media where Hitchens trainer Lenny Wilson, am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
Lenny Wilson. Salute to him. I didn't want to disrespect him by saying his name wrong. There's a video of him nodding that the IBF rehydration clause may have very well been the reason Hitchens got sick a few hours before the fight. So there's a video out here right now. I actually have it right here. I could probably play it. But I'm sure he's somebody that would know exactly how his fighter's feeling. So let me go ahead and take this down. Let me play this. I don't think he literally said anything out loud, But let's see what he talking about.
I do believe, Coach, that the rehydration maybe could have impacted whether that made him sick or whatever it was. How hard is it going to be for him to move forward with the IBF with that clause being in place that he cannot rehydrate past 10 pounds?
I mean, I don't know.
What do you mean, you're supposed to say, hey, if that came to my situation, then have a fight.
What the hell? Who said? What you mean you don't know? But,
Yo, I hate reporters, bro.
Yo, that see what you doing right there is you escalating, like you trying to get somebody riled up. That is a little disrespectful, but yeah, what was you gonna say?
Nah, man, I don't. Nah, I don't. I hate reporters. My man Syfe said here the 10-pound rehydration was waived. The 10-pound rehydration they never waived. Only if it's a unification, Syfe. And that's why if you see him chase a unification, that's the only way I can see him stand. And then you rolling the dice. But bro, once you at the limit, you can't play around with weight, yo. Can't play around with weight.
Yeah, that's a fact. Smoochie said, how they gonna tell him how to answer the question? Yeah, that's what threw me off. Like, I'd have been like, yo, who the fuck you talking to, bro? But he was nodding though. Like he was like, yeah, like so maybe in his head, the rehydration clause did play a part. And they probably used the fucking food poisoning shit as a way to maneuver around
Hey,
that.
bro, he been complaining about the rehydration since before Gustavo Lemos.
Yeah.
But
I think
what did you say?
One.
Yeah, but what did you say? That's on you, my nigga. Like you went in there knowing if you didn't like it, right? And you went and had 3 fights after that, you think you would like it more after 2 years?
No, it's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. Like Hitchens should have just go ahead, got that title for like accolades' sake, and then just went right up. But these dudes, they don't be knowing when enough is enough, man. They just keep gambling until that should be too late.
That champion minimum too, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it. I see why, but regardless, man, look, there's a lot of money that could be made at 47. All them dudes, all them popular dudes, they all going up to 47 now. We didn't even get to talk about Teo, but Teo said he moving up. Keyshawn talking about he going up there. Dev there. Rolly there. Ryan there. He a champion there now. It's a whole lot going on. So Hitchens, he's if he play his cards, I mean he got a pretty good manager, right? He got Keith Connolly. He could get something going. He could definitely get something going. So, I hope he make the right choice. I hope he move up, man, because if he stays at 140 and he tries to roll the dice again, it's not going to look good, man. It's not.
It's not fair to Oscar, though, bro.
Say that again?
I said, while I'm sticking up for Africa, it's not fair to Oscar, bro. That's not like, can you imagine going through a whole fucking training camp and you think
and I don't know his contract. He probably ain't get paid. Knowing how to
Yo, if I weigh in twice, nigga, you gotta run that, bro. I don't give a fuck where you get this from. Take that shit from Africa bank account. Like, and I fuck with Africa, but nah, bro. I weighed in twice. Like, nah, we gotta run that.
Yo, you know how them promoters be though. Well, you didn't fight, so we don't gotta pay you. Your contract don't say I gotta pay you. So hopefully his contract's set up where even if he get paid off the attempt. If not, Duarte probably lost a shit ton of money because he probably paid for sparring, he probably got nutritionists and strength and conditioning coaches, and
he fighting for a world title. That was his first title shot. So yeah, he probably flew his kids, his chick out, his family. You know what I mean? Damn, bro. So
Tens
I
of
would
thousands
say
of dollars down the drain, bro.
Africa move up, 1, and 2, let Lindolfo, because he been waiting. Let Lindolfo and Oscar fight it out.
They were saying they got the same trainer though. Somebody gonna have to bounce. Fuck that. Somebody gonna have to dip.
Wait, they got the same.
I
They
think
got the same
Lindolfo
trainer.
ain't Lindolfo with Robert Garcia too.
Is
Or I'm tripping.
Lindolfo with? Oh, yo, look that shit up.
Yeah, he trained by Robert Garcia.
Yo, I'm gonna say this part. It's out of pocket for them to like. Robert, you knew that Lindolfo's number 1, and you knew Oscar's going after. No, somebody got to come. Like, I ain't stopping my motion because my trainer fuck with boy. Nope, I needs that. Yeah, that's a wild situation.
Yeah, but I remember when Sergey Derevyanchenko and Daniel Jacobs had the same situation with the IBF, and they were both being trained by Andre Rozier, and Sergey Derevyanchenko went to another trainer temporarily to fight Daniel Jacobs, and once Daniel Jacobs beat him, then Derevyanchenko went back with Rozier.
I got a question for you, right? And
Yeah.
you've been in this situation. Would you go head to head with the old man if that was the situation?
With who?
Pops.
Oh my God. Like if we had a tournament or something and we are both our fighters.
No, same situation. Y'all, you know, you the assistant, he's the head, and like y'all, like if you Peter, do you go head to head with Pops? Like, look,
yo, that would include me going to a different gym, all that shit.
Yeah,
that shit, that fuck around be real tense. I don't know, man. That's tough. Shit. I don't know. I'll probably talk to my pop about that. That's like, what we doing type shit. Damn. I probably wouldn't. Damn, that's a good one. What y'all think, Chet?
You fucked me up with that. I didn't know they was trained by that. That's an awkward situation, but yo, that was the situation that if Oscar would have won, that's what it would have been. And so it's like,
it was
who you choose? Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody asked Syfe Bus said, spread your wings. Oh shit. Damn. That is a tough one, man. Shit. Son tell me that I probably would.
I think you would.
I think I would, bro. I'm a
and I think he would say, like, yeah, yo, like, it gotta stay in the because what if the fighter's not comfortable? What if the fighter's comfortable in his team? Then you have to split it up, right?
Yeah, man. Seeing my pop in the opposite corner would be fucking wild, though. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I can't even think about that shit. That's wild to think about. But yeah, that is a crazy John, though. I was remembering, like, I seen Lindolfo fight and I seen Robert Garcia in the corner. So I was thinking, like, it's like they got the same trainer. I remember I had did my research. I'm like, oh yeah, we was talking about it on the last live. So yeah.
The Rey Mysterio shit.
With the son and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, shit, that'd be crazy. I probably would do it though. I probably would. I'm really a competitor. I would do that shit. I don't went head to head with people that was out my gym, like in tournaments and shit like that. I don't care, bro. I remember I was watching Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was saying how he would have fought his brother if he was ranked number 2 in the sanctioning body. Shit like that. Motherfucker just got different mentalities, bro. Different mentalities.
Motherfuckers' families' lives be different too. Like, one punching on your brother, but you can look at it as you punched on. You got siblings?
Yeah.
Niggas done rumble for free.
Oh, dumb shit.
Right? Fucking nigga to getting blown out by 20 in Madden. You know what I mean? You tight.
Yo, my pop used to make me box my brother just because. And it was either me or him, and I used to pack him, yo. Every time. For nothing. I think it was just for my pop entertainment for real. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny as shit, yeah.
It said Bella said, wait, hold on, and the promoter isn't on the hook for at all for those costs.
Like it depend on the state.
I think that the commission. I think it depends on the commission, yeah. I don't know how it went in Vegas. I'd have to look that up. I would definitely have to look that up. I know didn't De Los Santos get paid for Keyshawn? Or no?
When I was talking to Samson, he made it seem like it was a possibility, but I think they had to negotiate. Yo, when I found out it was Keyshawn that he just didn't want to pay the money, I was like, damn. That kind of fucked me up, yo.
Didn't Khalil Cole do something similar? And they were just like, fuck it.
Jesse gave him some money back.
Damn. Jesse a fucking dog, cuz. He wanted to rumble bad.
That's why at the end of the joint, Khalil was kind of like, yo, thank you. Like, because Jesse gave him some bread back to rumble.
That's crazy. But what you think about since you here? I'm about to wrap up in a few. What you think about Tio going to 47, and then along with that, saying that he keeping his pops in his corner as the head trainer, actually, not in his corner, head trainer.
I think that while I'm not a Tio fan, I can separate it. 47 is nothing but 35. So you're not in no kind of danger. When you look, you see Ryan, you see Devin, you see Rolly. You should be comfortable with that. It's you fighting them guys at 35, but y'all can eat.
Okay.
Him keeping the dad as a head trainer, I think that's a mistake. I think your dad will always be your dad, but this is business. You are a professional. And I think that's Tio being loyal. But I think as a father, you have to know when you are hurting your son. And your son's safety and well-being should trump any feelings that you have. And so I think that Tio needs to stay away from the natural 47s and focus on the 35s and the 40s that's up at that weight. And yeah, the pop if the son won't pull the trigger, the pop he got to pull the trigger. You got to bring somebody else in that could help your son, that could show your son something else, because you've taken him as far as you can take him. And that's pretty fucking far. Your son's a Hall of Famer. But he need more.
Yeah, I think it takes a certain level of like selflessness to take part in that as a father, to take that action where it's like, you know what? I mean, let me fall back. Let me see if I can, help you get somebody in your corner that's gonna take you to the next level. I don't think, I don't know Tio Sr. I really don't. But to me, based off of what I've seen, because I've been watching him for years, I feel like he got like this main character syndrome going on. I think he has this like thing in his mind where he feels like he's just as important as the fighter. You feel what I'm saying? Like he cool. He want, like, it's a necessity for him to be in the spotlight with his son. Like the program don't exist if he ain't there. That's how I take Tio Sr. I remember he did interviews in the past, and remember when Teofimo was actively looking for trainers, and he's had trainers in the past help him. I remember he had he had that old Cuban dude that Brandon Pizarro was training with.
Oh, George Rubio. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
I remember dude not being the head trainer.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to that. So he had Rubio with him. He worked with he had a few different people he was working with, but regardless, I remember when they was bringing Eddie Reynoso around. Well, they was going to Eddie Reynoso and them, and T.O. Senior did this interview where he was like, "Yeah, Eddie Reynoso is gonna be my assistant trainer. Nobody will ever be the head trainer over me." And shit like that. And I'm thinking about this whole situation. I'm like, bro, you think Eddie Reynoso is gonna play assistant trainer to you? Like, do you know who Eddie is? Like, this dude's set for life. Like, what are you talking about? Like, who do you think you are? It's just like this certain level of like entitlement and like the arrogance of T.O. Senior. I don't think he would allow his son to get better if he's not like the reason why. Like, I really think he is that selfish. So I think he's very toxic to his son. I don't know how their relationship is outside of boxing. I'm speaking specifically in boxing. And I think that as long as T.O. Senior is around, regardless of how talented T.O. Jr. is, and I'm not the biggest fan of T.O. neither, he will never grow. I just don't see it happening. Because a lot of these quality trainers, they're not going to play second to anybody. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to sit. Like, they done grinded for years to earn a spot. They work with multiple champions. They're Hall of Famers. Like, there's a lot of quality trainers out here. You think they're going to be working this hard to play second to T.O. Senior? Absolutely not.
Fuck no. Yo, the crazy thing about Eddie Reynoso, bro, is Eddie Reynoso wasn't Canelo's initial trainer.
It was Chepo.
That kind of, a senior, right?
I don't know if his name was Eddie, but they called him Chepo Reynoso.
Yeah. And then he trained all the brothers, and like kind of like similar to Big G, Robert Garcia, and he passed them off.
Right, yeah. And look what Eddie's been doing. I mean, I know they got some crazy shit going on over there or whatever. But Eddie, look at who he's worked with since taking over the reins. You know what I'm saying? He's managing Canelo Alvarez as well. So he's not just training, he's managing this guy. And he's worked with Ryan Garcia, Andy Ruiz, like all of these big names. Oscar Valdez, Luis Neri, like guys like that. And you think that based off of everything he's done, he's a made man, bro. Like, he's a made man in the sport of boxing. He about to play second to T.O. Senior because T.O. don't know how to step up out of the way. I'm almost convinced that that's the reason why Eddie and them was like, no, we cool.
Hey, yo, but when you talk about selflessness, ain't that a father putting his son in the best position to succeed?
What you mean? By taking him over to Eddie?
Chepo gave an A-level fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's selflessness right there. Yeah, absolutely. Because he could have easily been like, you know what? Probably redirected his fighter somewhere else, or just completely like shut the whole system down over there. No, he passed it over to his son and put his son in like a prestigious situation. Yeah, but
he still trains fighters.
With Chepo?
Yeah, like I seen in the Netflix documentary, it showed their gym, like not Canelo's gym, but the gym in Mexico. And of course, it's like Team Canelo, like it's Team Canelo, like Canelo bags and everything. And he was still in there with fighters.
That's love, man. That's how you know he a lifer. He a lifer. You gotta respect that, because he could easily be chilling somewhere in one of them mansions he got or whatever, and just enjoying the fruits of his labor. But he's still giving back. That's GOAT shit right there, bro. You could definitely appreciate that. Rouse said Tio gonna get such sound instructions. That's crazy.
You got him, bro.
You got yo. He said, "What was that shit that had me cracking the fuck up?" He said that shit live on air, bro. He said, he said you're gonna hate yourself in the morning. I was like, yo, this nigga's crazy, and like Tio didn't even like blink at it. So imagine the shit that he's heard him say in the past, like insane.
Yo, I kind of felt like that with Wu.
What about him?
Is that with the mouthpiece? You know, nobody takes shit harder than the fighters. And I felt like in the morning he gonna be like, yo, I had this nigga, yo. I had him.
Bro, he had Frank Martin on Queer Street, bro. I was like, damn, yo. I was under the impression because we was watching it from the studio and like on a small TV, so I couldn't really read the amount of rounds it was. But I'm thinking it was the 12th. I mean, I was thinking that it was gonna be a 12-round fight. I was like, yo, Wu got him. Wu got him. And they like, yo, bro, the fight over. I'm like, what? It was only a 10-rounder, man. Yo, Wu would have had 2 more rounds.
Oh, he'd have stopped him.
He'd have definitely stopped him. Frank was done. He was fatigued. He couldn't. And I'm surprised because Wu kind of took that fight on like last minute, right?
Yeah. Remember, he flew out to fight Adam Azim only for Adam Azim to get hurt when he was in the air.
Oh shit.
He took Adam Azim on a week's notice. Right?
Yeah.
Flying out, Adam Azim literally gets a wrist injury while he's in the air, bro. Wu ain't never getting that fight again. After that Frank shit, he ain't never getting that fight again.
Yup. After what he just did to Frank, I ain't gonna lie. I thought Frank was gonna get him. I really thought Frank was gonna get him, bro. And that was. I think that was the best fight of the night, bro. Like that chess match, it was a lot of 50-50 back and forth situations. It was some tough rounds to score. Yeah. But man, the way Wu closed that out, bro, I was like, yo, that was phenomenal. I just wish that he had more time to work. Could have stopped Frank Martin. He would have stopped Frank Martin. That shit would have went crazy. Because now you're talking about Calvin Davis and you're talking about Frank Martin back to back. Now you getting into some serious fights. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
You see. He said,
hey, yo, I want to give you props on the new logo. God damn.
What you talking about? The MZ TV, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out ChatGPT, man.
Yeah, that's fire.
Definitely did his thing. Your John go crazy though, bro. Whoever did your shit was they definitely.
No, you already gave me my props. We giving you your props right now.
No, I'll be still looking at that, John. That's creative as shit. Like whoever did that, that's creative as a motherfucker.
We leveling up around here, man. Let's go, MZTV, bro.
Yes, sir. We getting that shit right for sure. Anonymous said I had it 5-5, but Wu definitely finished strong and had the biggest moment in the fight. That's a fact. It was really tough to score. And like if y'all listen to my live commentary for that, I was like, yo, they gonna score the draw. When I heard the scorecards came in as fast as it did, and then look, it's a close, competitive ass fight. When I heard, who was it, Jimmy Lennon? I think it was Jimmy Lennon. When Jimmy Lennon said all 3 judges are in agreement, I was like, I already knew. Like, there's no way. Like a fight that close, there's no way that all judges had the same scorecard unless it's a draw. Like, there's no way.
Yo, it was too. Listen, and you know we Philly dudes, so we rooting for Wu. I had it a draw. It was a round that I felt like could have swung for Wu, but it was close. It was like, okay, well, what are you looking for in that round? Yep. And I just felt like if he knocked Frank down, he wins that fight. But now I think Wu's in an even worse situation than he was in before. Because if you're a manager, if you're a promoter, are you going to risk your fucking fighter? Because he almost stopped Frank, right? And he hurt Keyshawn. He gave Jermaine a tough fight. He beat Balderas. He beat Kelvin. And he had fucking Frank out on his feet. Is Adam Azim going to give him that call? Like, are you going to risk? You done dumped in the hundreds of thousands. Or do you want to risk your fighter by putting him in there with fucking Nair Albright at this point? The only thing I feel like that could save him is Dana White, where dudes got to fight.
Yeah. That's definitely those type of fight. And that's crazy that you said that because I said, fighters that are in that predicament, their best case scenario will be go over to Zuffa, like Demetrius Andrade. You seen it, and what's crazy was I mentioned Andy Ruiz's name. Andy just signed with them. So
Andrade, you're right. Andrade need to sign him.
He do, because that's what he needs. He needs activity. Andrade out here talking about how nobody wants to fight him and they want too much money to fight. Bro, if that's your scenario, you need to go over to Zuffa because guess what? Dana ain't about to be playing that shit.
No. They need to be like, you, March 2nd.
Yo, dead ass, bro. And that's the type of situation he need to be in. But and what I was saying to get back to the Nair and Frank fight, I was saying how are they really? I was like, bro, the rematch not happening either. That rematch not happening. I was like, there's no way. They almost fucked up the bag with Frank. They trying to get Frank back into like world title contention. They trying to get him back in the mix with those guys and getting back in some, big money fights and shit like that. They try to do it like a little pit stop over when Nair almost got caught up. So they're not even about to be giving Nair another opportunity because, Nair might even be more confident going into this fight and really do something to Frank. And they're going to fuck up the money altogether. So, yeah, Nair is in a tough spot. I ain't going to lie. He's definitely in a tough spot.
Does Louis DeCubas and Al Heyman look stupid? They saw that shit and was like, hell no.
It was like, nope, we want to leave that shit alone altogether.
Fucking, because a perfect fight to me, if Frank would have been successful, is Frank versus Gary.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm thinking about shit. I wouldn't even mind seeing Antoine and Wu.
That's a fucking dog fight, bro. That's a dog fight. Yeah. Absolutely.
I would love for shit to go back to the days where everybody had lucrative network deals and we would see fights pop up in DC, pop up in Minneapolis. Now it's just these loaded mega cards in Vegas or Brooklyn.
Yeah. Anonymous said Albright is what the media call a banana peel fighter in boxing, basically someone you can't sleep on because he could cause an upset. Yeah. Absolutely. Syfe Buzz said it was supposed to be Gary versus Hitchens. Yeah, y'all can leave that shit alone. Trick said Nair Albright versus Tito Mercado would be crazy. Hell yeah. I'm surprised.
I like that.
Surprised they never come across neither one of their table. I'm surprised.
No comment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess it did. That would be a good ass fight. That would be a good ass fight because Tito and Frank got into it, like they had a little conversation. And after the fight, I text Tito. I'm like, yo, bro, what you thought? He was like, man, Nair almost fucked my money. He was thinking like, damn, man, Nair about to fuck my money up. But
yeah. Yep. Tito need a step up. I knew he's looking for a step up. He gotta get in the mix.
He do. I would love to see him in some big fights because he be popping that shit too. He be talking crazy.
He wanted like
crazy. He wanted he if you get him the fucking platform, he'd be one of the craziest trash talkers in the sport. The shit that he be saying be crazy. He said on my channel that he would like to fight Dalton Smith. And he said that he'll go to the UK and fuck Dalton Smith up, talking about Queen Elizabeth be turning in her grave and shit like that. I'm like, yo, you gonna be, if you say this shit, like at a high level, like what everybody's listening to, you gonna get into some shit. Niggas gonna be muting your mic and all that shit.
Yeah.
You gotta chill, bro. Like he got no media training whatsoever. Like you cannot. I hope you don't say that in the UK, bro.
No.
Do not
Like,
say that in the
yo,
UK.
yo,
They laws different over there, bro.
yeah.
This shit-
I don't
that
care
shit-
how tough you are, man. It's real niggas everywhere you go. So it's like,
leave that shit alone, bro.
yo, you ever hear the old heads tell you the story? The old heads that was with Bernard tell you the story
Yeah,
about when he
I
did that
heard,
shit?
rest in peace to brother Nazim. I heard the story from him personally. That was some wild shit. He told me shit that Bernard never spoke about. And I'm like, yo, fucking insane, bro.
And as a Rican, you knew, yeah, that shit was true.
Yeah.
Them niggas, they barely made it out of there, yo.
I don't know how they didn't. I don't know how they did for real. That was God, bro. I even seen a video. This motherfucker Bernard jumped off like a bleacher. He like jumped off a bleacher, and you see like this Puerto Rican boy just like on Bernard, like trying, like right with him, like chasing him. They said they ran into like a utility closet or something like that. Bro, that shit was wild. The geezers at Caesars. No. They be using knives and shit in the UK. That's what I heard.
You motherfuckers use acid too.
He said they about to hit Mercado with a club. Yo, that's funny as shit. You said acid, like they throw acid on niggas?
Yes.
Oh, hell no.
Bro, I'll be talking to my UK boys. I'm like, nah, just shoot me, bro. I'm not,
Yeah, bro.
dude.
Fuck
Like we, nah, just pull out the gun, and shoot me. Don't pour acid on me. That's taking shit to another level, yo.
that's for somehow, some way, that shit is a lot more malicious than shooting somebody.
Yes.
Like, yo, you would think like the gun would be the end all be all. Like, no, this shit way worse than that. Like,
Yo, I think anybody in America would be like, wait, like when we hear that, we be like, wait, what? Nah, dog.
yeah, that shit
Come
like
on, man.
happened over here. What the hell? People don't even think that evil over here because we got like the easiest shit like at our fingertips. Like that gotta take some evil ass thinking to be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and throw this. Let me get this acid on board. Like what?
Well, I think the YNs would be like, nah, that's going too far, bro. That's
We're gonna stick to these switches.
I'm gonna hit your car up though. I hit your car up. I'm gonna swing past your block and dump about 15 at you, but nah.
That's about it. Yo, I got bear mace. I got that.
You got bear mace?
I got bear mace, yes. Yes, I do.
Or what the fuck?
Listen, dog. I knew I got an idea from this old colleague of mine, and I was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Shit, keep that shit in the car. Let one of them road rage motherfuckers come at me.
Bear mace is wicked, yo.
That shit taking down a grizzly. Go ahead.
Bro, if some shit take down a grizzly, what will that shit do to a man, yo?
Oh, that shit going. Yo, listen, they gonna have to figure that shit out. I ain't use it yet, but that motherfucker got range too. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy some.
Bro, that shit on Amazon, man. You get the big cans, all that. That shit'll shut somebody down, bro.
Have you ever sprayed it just to see, like?
No, no, I haven't yet. That shit just shit in the car. I kind of want to.
I knew you'd be on some Batman shit, bro. Cause that's some shit like this. That's some shit he pull out a good on Bane or something.
Yo, I had a stun gun too. I had one of them taser joints. I gave that shit to my son, mom. I had all that shit, bro. Fuck all that. Cause bro, I ain't gonna lie, like growing up, when you known as like the boxer bull, everybody trying to jump you. Ain't nobody trying to give you no fade, none of that. So it's like, what the fuck? I ain't Bruce Lee. I ain't about to be fighting 5 motherfuckers at the same time. I ain't doing none of that. No, and I'm retired now, bro. I'm fat. I'm out of shape. No, we cool. Hold that. You tripping?
Mark fighting the Big Show. That's fucking hilarious.
Huh?
Mark fighting the Big Show. That shit is hilarious. I can see Mark Mason the Big Show, yo.
Oh yeah, he going out. That shit, that's easy work. That's easy work. If I get that motherfucker, once I put that, because the joint's set up like where it's it got a I'll show you. I'll send you a picture. But it literally got a holder, and you press the motherfucker down. That shit, according to the video I saw, that shit opened up like this. So it's like
nah, God. You come on, you wild for it. It's not even a straight shot. A nigga can't even slip it if he tried.
Oh, bro, that shit opened up wide and it got range. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah, my old colleague of mine, when I was working at this bank that I was working at, she was like, "Oh, I don't be playing with these bitches. I got this." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I got bear mace for the bear mace." So this ain't regular mace. No, she said this shit put a bear down. Bro, I was cracking the fuck up. I was like, "Yo, that is so fucking gangster." I was like, "Yo, I gotta get this shit." Like regular mace, there's some people that walk through that joint. You ain't walking through this shit. I promise you not. Psych Bud said, old colleague. Yeah. That's who it was. She definitely wasn't a friend.
Yo, that's
Trying to tell you, man. I know I
she
got
sound like a grown black lady.
she wasn't she was definitely grown and she was black, but she wasn't like old though. She was like early 30s, but she
I can see a black chick taking it to that level. It's like, yo, you ain't even got to do that.
She was young, but she was battle tested. You heard?
I got you. It's like she learned to work smarter, not harder. Like,
yeah. I was like, yo, who the fuck taught you that? I said, you know what? Don't even tell me. It's cool. We go. I wrote that shit down, boy. I'll never forget that shit. I say that shit on my Safari page and all. Like, yeah.
my man Safe said that's riot equipment. Damn right.
I'm gonna show you the brand I got right here. Let me see if I can find that shit. That shit right on Amazon, bro. You get a can for like 30, 40 bucks. Man. Let's see. Got this John. That's the John whoa, that shit went up to 50, huh? Yeah, it's the white and red. Yeah, this is the John I'm talking about right here. They ain't give me the attachment. So that's new. This John right here.
Yo.
Yeah. Shit sitting right. I hope that shit don't freeze in my car. But that John right there.
That's nigga, yo.
Got the handle with
Crazy, yo. Yo, I hope Greg ain't watching this because you done gave Greg an idea.
Yo, Greg don't need that, bro. He got enough energy for everybody. Me, man, I got a chronic illness. I deal with chronic fatigue. I ain't about to be getting into it with nobody out this motherfucker. I'm cool. You gonna have to deal with that. Said turn a nigga to Ray Charles. That's
yo. Yo, bro. I tried to tell people that Andy Hiraoka was gonna give Gary Antoine problems, yo. People did not want to believe me.
Well, I went back and watched him, right? And I noticed he had like that. He was real good at keeping the range, right? Keeping the range. He had the in and out movement. So I'm like, yeah, like Gary get a little over aggressive sometimes. He be reaching on shots. And Hiraoka looked like he had good counter punching ability. So I'm like, all right, he's gonna give Gary some trouble closing the gap. So that's what I saw. But I didn't expect Hiraoka to start punishing the body like that. Like I didn't expect that. And that was like, that caught me really off guard because it's like the dynamic switched like that.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
That nigga amateur pedigree took Like Tank came alive super fast, yo.
Yo, like that shit was such like a curveball, bro. I said, how the fuck he just switched the whole shit up like that? 'Cause I thought it was just gonna be like that the whole fight, and Antoine was gonna have to look for him. After a while, Hiraoka was like, "Oh no, we gonna let's get this shit straight right now." And bro, the fact the way that Antoine was able to absorb them shots, bro, was crazy. That dude is tough. Antoine is a tough motherfucker, bro. Cause bro, the average motherfucker would have folded off them body shots, bro. He was really turning them Jones too. And it wasn't like no 1-2 body shot. Like, bro, he was ripping back, the back, the back, the back. And I'm like, bro, how the fuck is Antoine taking these shots? And they was clean as hell, too. So that dude is he's a problem, bro. I don't think anybody gonna be
He not getting no fucking fight. He bullied the bully.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dude that runs down on people. He ran down on him. He was boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn.
Yo, he had Antoine on the back foot. I was like, ain't no way. Fucking his brother slapped him on the top of his head. Man, you pissing me off, man. I was like, oh shit.
Yo, are you the older brother or you the younger brother?
I'm the younger one.
Yo, you can tell Antoine like that shit was normal in the crib because he ain't even blink when he hit him with that shot.
He just kept breathing. Like he was like, yo, he bopped it right on top of his head, bro. And you could tell who the older brother is too, because the other one was yelling. He was like, yo, hold on, Alan. Hold on, Alan. He's like, hold on, bro. I got him.
Yo, so Gary the oldest, he the oldest out of all of them?
I don't know if he's the oldest, but he definitely like the big dog for sure. Just based off of that little dynamic I saw right there.
Hey, yo, I just put it on YouTube. You out of pocket, Mark.
What?
The bear mace? Bro, this shit look like a fog, yo. Where the rest of the Jones is like a straight line, this shit, like you ain't getting away.
No,
like they made this. Yeah, it's because bears is so big.
Yeah.
This is wild.
You gotta cover that whole perimeter, bro.
This is wild. Yeah, you gonna paint.
You gotta make sure nobody you love next to you though. You gotta like
dog. And you can't do this shit in the enclosed space because you're gonna be fucked up too. You gotta be outside.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I keep it in the car. You're not gonna be in an enclosed space. Now I thought I was gonna have to use that shit at the motherfucker on New Year's and at the motherfucking Sugar House. What's that shit called now?
Rivers. Yo, you can hit a nigga with this joint from like 20 feet away.
Bro, I'm telling you, right next to Rivers. I was in the parking lot. Bull talking crazy to his girl. He got the girl gripped up by her neck. I'm like, yo, bro, go do that shit somewhere else. He's like, oh, you need to mind your fucking business now. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, bet. Let this motherfucker follow me to the car because he was like, he was feeling us. He was off there.
You was fishing though. You was like, yeah, you're waiting for this moment.
Bro, he had her like in some, y'all niggas talk about Big Show. He had her like in the choke slam position, like her neck all up against the wall like this. I'm like, oh yeah, we ain't doing that. But yo, he was like walking forward. I was like, let this motherfucker walk me to the car. I'm gonna leave him right here. I'm gonna leave that motherfucker right there.
I told you your Batman shit. You was like, yeah, let me go get my utility belt. These niggas acting dumb.
Yo, I'm gonna get you one. No, I'm gonna get you one.
Listen, man. Listen, I'm looking at for anybody, please. As soon as you get off the fucking channel, this shit is wild. This shit got like the rate. Yo, it can hit a nigga from 20 feet away, yo. This is wild.
Yeah. I think the one I saw say it can hit somebody from 10, but 20 is crazy.
Yo, he's doing like demonstrations. Bear pepper spray versus regular pepper spray. Bro, this shit got a range.
They got a John. Oh, yeah, this it right here. Yep. That's the one I got. The Sabre John. This says This is a video called Palmdale Smash and Grab. Thieves use bear spray. Put the whole shop down with the bear spray and rob the store. Yo, that's some crazy shit.
Oh shit, I see it.
Yo, he put the whole, bro. Look at the video. He straight sprayed that joint at the owner. The security guard went down, bro.
Security guard, like
he like, oh no, I'm cool.
Yo,
he didn't even try to fight.
Nah, the security guard, he fucking best right there. He bet shit.
He hadn't balled up. No, I'm cool, bro. They said Mark getting into his betraying. What the fuck is that? Oh, yes. But all right, bro. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. Yo, Jamil, you got any last words for the people?
Nah, man, I'm watching them use this against a bear. Oh shit! Oh shit! He getting out of dodge.
Yo, I done spoke too much.
Oh man, I'm fucking done. All right, Bart.
All right, bro. Shout out to the nation and the mob. We in the building for sure, man. We had a great live. Huge thank you to everybody that came through and showed love. Y'all hit the like, hit the subscribe button on the way out. Share the video if y'all can. I'll be back at y'all with the video tomorrow. I'll be at the studio talking about what's currently going on in the sport of boxing. You feel what I'm saying? And I'll be with another live, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to continue cooking up on what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.